course. Well, good morning, everybody. I tried. This the third try, and I had really nice thumbnails on the first two tries, and then this time I was just like, you know what? It doesn't matter. It's not going to work anyway. We got an ugly thumbnail, and of course it worked. So, what are you going to do? Anyway, good morning. It is Sunday. It is the 8th, 9th. It's the 9th. It's Sunday the 9th here in the United States, anyway. And there was a time when we used to do these close-ups every day, and at that time we would do them when Mom was having her food. That way we could play with the kittens and stuff. And I remember doing that for a long time. Although you'd think I would remember which mom that was, and now I don't. Anyway, I thought that would be a fun way to a tradition to continue for a while. The bad news is that it took me so long to get the stream going that she's finished her breakfast. Basically finished it anyway. She could do a little bit of cleaning up there. And I had all the kittens out so I could show them to you and tell you their names, which we have now. Now they're all nursing. But I did just weigh them. They're all doing really, really well. So I'm not gonna feel too bad about making them unlatch for long enough for me to show them to you and tell you about them. Obviously, you guys all know our mom, Belle. And then on Thursday, she had her three little kittens. So that makes them, what, 3 days old now? Something like that, depending on how you want to count it. I guess they're probably closer to 2 still, really. And then just the other night, then DJ finally gave them all names. Also, I should point out what this is all about here. You had to have been watching the stream at exactly the right time when DJ came home and first met our new kittens. We sat in here and had a conversation where everybody was listening, and we were talking about what we were going to name the kittens, and a few other things. And DJ's always concerned. She thinks the cardboard boxes are a little ugly. She's not wrong. They're a little ugly. So you probably know in the past she's decorated them with contact paper or wrapping paper, or she liked it when I put the window in one recently. So she was complaining on the live stream about the duct tape that we have here, and she said that we should put a window over the duct tape to cover it up. And my argument was, hey, we're probably going to replace this whole box today or soon with a different, bigger box, which DJ also wanted, and we have downstairs ready to go. So there's no point in me taking the effort to find the right, window and put it in there and all that kind of stuff when we're just going to replace the box anyway. And then I can put a window in the new box. We make the new box all pretty. Speaking of, the new box probably will come today. Well, I'm talking, let me interrupt myself long enough to show you guys the kittens so that we can do two things at once here. So this was the first kitten that was born. This is Foghorn, named for the device, not for the character. It's like a foghorn. It's a a foghorn is a giant horn. I mean, it's in a building. It's the size of a building, really, all the equipment that runs it and stuff. So he's named after the foghorn. In fact, if you look on YouTube, there's a really informative video that shows them starting up a foghorn and all that goes into it. It's amazing. It was really fun to watch. Anyway, if you want to talk about who he looks like, there are a lot of people that he looks like, but I'll tell you who I think he looks the most like. If you look at his hairline on his head, he's got that hairline that goes way, way back, and his really dark, shiny black hair that's slicked back. He looks exactly like Alfalfa from the Little Rascals. That's who he really looks like, if you ask me. But you can have your own opinion. He looks like a lot of people. He's really cute. So that's Foghorn. At any rate, this is a reference to Magritte, and I thought I was really clever for also calling it a Magriting card, because it's a card and it's Magritte. It's a Magriting card. It's a reference to a famous piece of art by the French artist Magritte, who was a surrealist that I have liked a little bit. I don't know everything about his life or anything, but it basically says this is not tape, and it's on a piece of what is clearly tape. So that's what that's all about. Long story made long. This is the second kitten that was born, and this is Beep. His name is Beep, like Beep, Beep. And you can tell him apart from the others because he's got a little asymmetric markings on his face. He's got a black nose, and his little white stripe is off to one side, and he looks like an otter or something. He's just so cute. So that's Beep. Also, if you look at Beep from the back, because they're nursing and you can't see them, he's got a little bit of a collar, but it doesn't go all the way around the back. There's no white anywhere on his back proper, just on the sides. So that's something to keep in mind because when we look at his brother, you will see a little bit of white on the back. So that's a good way to tell them apart when they're all nursing. So that leaves us with number 3. Hi. Number 3 is right here. And this is a more classical tux pattern on his face. It's symmetrical. He's got a white nose or pink nose, and the white goes right up the middle of his face. And his name is Klaxon. That's Klaxon. Rhymes with Zaxxon, I guess, or at least that's how I would say it, although I know people say it different ways. And also, if you look, he's got his collar is broken up, but he's got a little white spot on his back where the collar would go all the way around if it were connected, like Belle's is. Belle's is connected. Belle's got a ring that goes all the way around her back. And then, they've got all the rest of their little cute markings. So this is number 3, Klaxon. And if you want to know why DJ was thinking Klaxon, she says one of her favorite sound effects from Star Trek The Next Generation is the sound of the klaxon on the shuttle bay, which I think you can also find that particular sound online. So Foghorn, I guess, was named for the big giant building-sized foghorns, and Klaxon was named for the klaxon on the Star Trek Next Generation shuttle bay doors. And Beep was named just because it's a really cute name, I guess. And only the second Beep that we know, one of our regular Discorders, Lantana, I think it is, has a cat named Beep. And DJ almost changed the name because of that, and I convinced her that she didn't have to have a name that nobody else in the world had. In fact, that was never going to happen, no matter how crazy the cat names are she has. We eventually hear of someone else who'd had a name that was either the same or similar. So, anyway, Beep. Yeah, I really like Beep. It's a good one. And yes, Nicole is right. They are, maybe someone else said it first. I'm not entirely following chat, although I'm trying. They are, though, these all 3 are boys. That makes them all 3 Monkey's uncle. So there you go. Each of them are Monkey's uncle. A bunch of Monkey's uncles, which is a term I had to look up and has a strange history, at least according to Wikipedia. I never knew where it came from. But if you're not familiar, a monkey's uncle is just an English idiom that kind of means, yeah, exactly, like Vincent just said, it basically is the same as saying, oh, well, I'll be, or I'll be darned, just, something that's a little bit like, unbelievable or incredulous is a good way to put it. So, yeah. So it's funny to call them monkeys' uncles. Okay, we've spent enough time. Let's go see some of the other cats that are here. I know that's what you guys are really waiting for, but we hadn't said their names on one of the close-up streams before, so I wanted to make sure everybody knew. Also, I should point out, they had their first photo shoot when they were 1 day old, and if you want to see all the close-up pictures, they are on our website, which is kitten.academy. So you can go check that out, kitten.academy. There's some nice close-up pictures, although it's very, very difficult to get good pictures when they're this age. So we'll update those as soon as they get a little bit better going. Usually we try to do an update when they get their eyes open, which happens, by the way, just after a week. Call it 7 to 10 days is pretty typical. I think they say 10 days is the average. And sometimes it can go as long as 2 weeks, but that's when we try to do it. I see Brooke is right here waiting for me. Hang on, folks. I'm trying to juggle all this stuff so that I don't have to go back in right away. Brooke spent the night in her room. Because she just, she doesn't really start fights, but if she runs up at one of the faculty and they make a lot of noise, that's it. It's like one big, loud, scary noise where the cats are yelling at each other and then it's over. So it's not a fight. She doesn't really fight. That's good. But the noise that she ran up on, I think it was probably Maggie last night. And Maggie made a big noise, and then that made all the kittens that are in the new the new old room downstairs a little scared because they're still a little on edge. So I thought, you know what, it's better if she just stays in her room tonight. So she did stay in her room last night, but she gets to come out today and hang out. And she is so sweet and affectionate. As you can see, she really wants some attention from me. She was waiting right outside for me to come and see her. And she's been hanging around all around the academy doing her own thing, and she just gets on really well these days, and I'm super happy about it. And as it says on our website, kitten.academy, I did a photo shoot with Brooke specifically. It's got 1,000,000 photos in it, really nice pictures of Brooke in the sun. It was a very sunny day, and we had her in front of the big picture window downstairs. I think they're nice photos, and I was going to post them, but then Belle had all of her kittens. I had to post that first instead. So we'll post hers soon. Maybe I'll get a chance to do that little experiment I've been talking about before I make her blog post, and then we can talk about it in her blog post too. But yes, Andrea Chu is right. Brooke does still need an adopter, and I hope that someone will apply to adopt her because she is a total sweetie. And she loves to snuggle, and she loves to be petted, and she loves treats more than anything in the world. She loves treats. She may or may not be diabetic. At this point, I really think she's not, but I want to find some strong proof of that. So that's the thing that we're still working on. Yeah, so that's Brooke. She's a sweetheart. She does get along with all the faculty. So if you've got cats, that's fine. But you should expect that it'll take some time to get them all introduced as it has here. Anyway, she is a sweetheart. I love her. She's definitely, of the 3 mom cats that we have at the academy right now, she's my favorite. But some of that is just because she likes me, I think, the best. And that counts for a lot, in my opinion. You know, I find that if someone really likes me, I like them a lot better than someone who doesn't really like me. Go figure. Not to say any of the mom cats don't really like me. They do. They all like me, but Brooke is clearly the one that's the most affectionate towards me. All right, now I'm going to drop some stuff off in the kitchen, and we're going to see the kittens in the new old room. In the old new room. I don't know what you want to call it. Here's Acro, by the way, enjoying his sunroom. Yes, you said it, buddy. I should mention if you want to. Oh, there she is having some of the faculty breakfast. That's Brooke again. Good. I'm trying to encourage her to just eat the faculty breakfast instead of getting served in her own room. So it's good to see that she's doing it right now. And maybe Acro's going to go eat with her. So here's Eddie. I know it's hard to tell him apart from Brooke at a glance, although they do look pretty different if you're checking the details. He's much bigger. He doesn't have any of the ear tufts. His markings aren't quite as bold. And he's obviously much more shy than she is. Anyway, all right. I just want to see if there's any other faculty around to show you. There's Maggie thinking about going outside. Just considering. And here's Ari off in the middle of the room doing his own thing. And there's Smokey in her bed. Hi, Smokey. Hi. I think I was about to say, and I think I interrupted myself, that if you are one of our Patreons and therefore on our Discord server, that's Loganberry, by the way, then we are currently running the faculty stream just for today, tonight, and tomorrow. So just one night, really, 2 days. We're doing that because DJ's out of town tonight. It's just me and the kittens. And that faculty stream includes the camera that's showing this room, and it includes a few of the other cameras around the house. Sometimes we switch them up. So and I know a lot of people have joined our Patreon and our Discord in the last few days. I really appreciate all of you. People that have just joined, as well as all the people that have been there all along. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I know a few of you had said that you'd been fans for a long time and decided now was the time to join us there. Really, really glad that you did. And if you have joined our Patreon and haven't joined the Discord yet, you owe it to yourself to do that, even if you're not interested in chatting. There's a lot of stuff that just happens there that's worthwhile. So I wanted to say thank you to all those folks. And if you are on the Patreon, not on the Discord, then you should join the Discord because you'll get things like that stream I mentioned which, if we were really able to have all the time in the world to manage our social media the way that we ought to, we probably would send out to all the Patreons. But because we don't, we just post it on the Discord because we're on there all day long anyway. Hi, Monkey. Monkey's just laying in the middle of the room taking a nap this morning. I came in and emptied the litter boxes. He didn't even wake up. He was so exhausted from all the playing they did this morning. Um, this time he's woken up because I'm talking and being noisy, I guess. Hey, Monkey, hang on. So I've been trying to, again, get them to be a little less hand shy, and I think we're making good progress. Last night I came in here with literally a half a dozen different kinds of cat treats to see what would work on them. And it was a struggle, actually, trying to figure out what cat treats they would all eat. First off, the mom, Tinker, will eat almost anything. She loves treats, and it doesn't matter what the treat is, it seems she'll eat any of them. She ate a minnow. Minnow is a very large fish. It's bigger than anchovy by quite a fair margin, and she ate it almost whole, like in one giant gulp. And they're dried too. I don't know how she got it down, but she really liked that. And then we did the dried tuna, and we did dried chicken, and we did a treat stick, and we did some dreamies, and she was into all of it. Now, the kittens were a little more discerning, but the thing that I found that worked on all of them are those little dreamy deli cats, and they're too big. I have to break them in half, but then they all really wanted it and would eat it out of my hand, and I think that was a really good step towards getting them to be less shy, is getting them to eat right from my hand. So that was good, and we're still working on it. Monkey obviously is, you saw he was a little nervous when I first came in and started manipulating him, but now he's settled down right in my lap, and that's good. That's exactly what we want. And the others are all getting there too. Trifle's that way, and I had another long snuggle session with Putter, who is also getting really good that way. And Putter will take a nap right in my lap too, and likes to be held like a baby, and he does really well, so that's good too. I'd say the holdout, the really tough case, is still our little girl, Dabble. Hi, Dabby. She's the toughest one, but we're working on her too, and the treats helped a lot. Once we found a treat that she liked, and she really liked those treats, that was getting me some serious points with her yesterday. And she's so pretty. Look how pretty that face is. Yeah, you're so pretty. So I've got to get them back to the vet ASAP. We held off on getting their first vaccinations because Trifle wasn't feeling too well. And now that Trifle's feeling well and everybody else is feeling well, we got to get them on that track. They're going to be behind schedule, and they won't be able to graduate on time. Which, that's fine. Most of our kids actually don't graduate on time one way or another. We always seem to be behind the schedule a little bit. But since most of these kids, Dabble excluded, Dabble does not have an adopter yet, but the boys all have approved adopters. So I'd like to try to get them out sooner rather than later, so that their adopters don't have to wait too long. That, of course, also means that I have to do extra work with them to get them all to be super happy kittens. In the meantime, I call it work. I don't know why I use that word. Is there a word in English that means doesn't have those connotations? Work has the connotation of being something that you don't just absolutely love to do. But I do. I want it to sound like I don't. Dabble, you are way too pretty. You're just way too pretty. And I'm glad that you're letting me just pet you and you're being all cool about it. That's a very good step. I think it's because you're tired. You guys wore yourselves out. That's the best time to get you. Look at that face. So here's Monkey. Monkey. Yeah, that'll be a monkey's tunnel. Didn't quite work, did it? I tried so hard. This monkey, by the way, came for Monkey in yesterday's mailbag, thanks to Megalina. It's been hanging out in here. It's so cute. It's a cute little monkey. All right, And our other two here are our other two boys. This is Trifle, who we were just talking about, the one that wasn't well and ended up delaying the entire class, is now super well. He eats a ton. And I think you guys have noticed how much he loves to eat with his mom. Whenever you see his mom go to the food dish, he usually goes and eats with her. And it's the sweetest thing. Nobody else is a big family eater like that. He loves to eat with her at the same time from the food bowl. It's adorable. It's a cute little family quirk. So that's little Trifle. And then his brother back here is Putter. And like I said, Putter's the one that so far has been very good at just taking a nap in my arms. And we like that too. Putter bears a little bit of resemblance to his two uncles. I'm sorry, two nephews. No, uncles. Yes, they're uncles. Right. I got it. His family tree is complicated. So it's Belle who's the grandma, and then Tinker is her daughter. This is our mom cat. Tinker is Belle's daughter. Also, obviously, the three kittens that are upstairs with Belle are her three sons. And then these kids that are in this room are all Tinker's kids, which makes them the grandkids of Belle and the niece and nephews of Belle's three new kittens upstairs. So that's how it works. Yeah, I think that Tinker, we're working on getting her hair to floof out, but I think she's going to end up being a serious long-haired cat. And if you go back and look at pictures of Maggie when Maggie first came to the academy, she had a bit of a floofy tail, but she looked like, her hair was all sleek and a lot like this. And now Maggie's just floofed out. Like her hair is so thick you would think she's a big cat. Actually, I think Maggie might be our lightest cat at the academy. She's skinnier and lighter than any of the other faculty. Yet she looks like the biggest because she's just got all the floof in the world. And I think our mom cat Tinker here is on that same page. Tinker, by the way, is also loves to be petted. She loves to be scratched. She loves the neck scratches and the head scratches especially, but she loves everything. I pet her whole body, and uh, she likes to walk and like rub on your legs and rub on your arm and get petted, and it's her favorite thing in the world besides a treat. But what she doesn't like so far is to be held or picked up. So if I try to pick her up or put her in my lap and pet her, she complains. She just tries to wiggle and squirm and get away. Let's see if I can show you guys. And if you can't see it here, you can definitely see it on the camera there from the regular Kitten Academy live stream. But see, I put her in my lap, and if I pat her, I'm keeping her a little distracted, but you can tell she's not 100% on this idea. Oh, she's got her claw stuck. Okay. And now she's like, no, I got to get off of there. Normally she starts backing up like a dump truck or something. Like she just wants to back out of your arms. And she backs and backs and backs. And if you put your arm behind her, she just keeps trying to back up until she's like going over it. It's ridiculous. She didn't do that right now, either because we're making good progress or just because she's a cat and wanted to embarrass me by doing the exact opposite of what I said she would. Hopefully it's because we're making progress, because that's one of the things that I'm working hard on, is getting her to sit in my lap and hang out. And I think we're making some progress there. We're working on it. And yeah, a tiger at PX, I see, needed a half a year to become a lap cat. I like to set people's expectations when you adopt a kitten or a cat. It can take a long time before they settle in the way that you want. Taylor is one that took months to get along with the academy, the rest of the faculty at the academy. But then once we got her there, she was great with all the faculty. Brooke is the same way. Brooke's been here for several months now, and we're just getting to the point where I might trust Brooke out around the house when I'm not here, maybe. We trust her at night now, and that's a big step forward. But still, when I leave the house, I put her away so that we don't risk anything. And it took us a long time to get there. I didn't know that she would ever be able to be out around the house with the faculty. So it does. You should expect when you adopt a cat, if you have other cats, it can take months to make the proper introduction. I would say at least 3 or 4. And you just got to take it slow and expect that. And then in the end, it all pays off and they can hang out forever. It just takes a little while to get there. So, I just got monkeyed. He just ran right up and jumped on my arm and then ran off again. That's good. Okay, so they're playing now. They're too fast for me to keep up with. Well, look at this. It's 25 minutes. What happened? I don't know what happened. I keep doing this. I'm going to try to, I really got to start wrapping up at like 15 minutes. That way, by the time it's 20, we're really done. Anyway, thank you guys all so much for tuning in. We do have to wrap this up, but one more time, let me remind you, if you want to keep watching these kittens, the regular Kitten Academy live stream right here on YouTube features them from multiple angles. There's, of course, that camera right there is on the regular Kitten Academy live stream. This camera right here is on the regular Kitten Academy live stream. And there's a camera upstairs in the box that's on it right now. Plus, we can switch them around. We got another camera up there. And this is a choice moment for me to mention. I know we're still trying to work out all the right camera angles since we moved everything in this room around, and we'll probably continue to move it around a little bit more. Please just bear with us for the next few days as we try to sort out where we can get the best angles on these kittens, how to arrange the furniture, the lighting, and the cameras to make it all work. We're still working it out. Also, I should just point out on that note, DJ wants this to be better lit. I ordered some LED lighting to put into it, which is going to show up, I think, on Monday. Pretty excited about that. Okay, one more time, thank you guys all so much. Regular Kitten Academy live stream. Also check our website, kitten.academy. It's where you can apply to adopt the kittens and where we have close-up, really nice photos of all of the kittens that you just saw and their mom cats. And like I said, the adoption application to apply to adopt any or all of them. That's it. One more time, thank you guys. Sorry I had to go so quickly. I don't get to give you the proper thanks. You deserve way more than I can ever give. And I will see you guys later on.